right, so explain to us what is sleep apnea. I mean, we know, but give us the definition.
So there are many different sleep disturbances which can affect the body and it can affect the heart, but sleep apnea is the one that we're kind of most concerned about right now, partly because it's very prevalent. There are millions and millions of people who suffer from sleep apnea, but also most people don't even know they have it, and a lot of doctors aren't screening for it. But specifically, sleep is an active process of the brain. It's not the absence of wake, and things are happening when we're asleep. The cells are restoring their energy, the body gets rest. We think that it's how we actually take experiences during the day and formulate them into memories. So when you're not having proper sleep, it can have consequences. And sleep apnea is a particular condition where when we breathe into sleep, the muscles of the throat relax because we're in such a deep sleep and close off. So the body is trying to inhale against a closed airway, which leads to many metabolic and physiological abnormalities, which we'll talk about. So sleep apnea, if you will, is while you're sleeping, we cycle in and out of these stages, and in the deep stages of sleep, the muscles of the throat relax, and you're actually suffocating for a period of a few seconds, usually ending with an arousal, which is then the body pops the airway open with an adrenaline rush and lots of other consequences, and either you're awake in the middle of the night, so you don't stay in a good night's sleep, or more commonly, you leave the deep stages of sleep, but you're not fully awake and conscious of it, so again, you're not getting a good night's rest.
What about like snoring? Like there's a difference, right? Because there's someone that's just sitting there and my husband snores a lot.
So snoring is a symptom. Snoring is something that happens when people are sleeping. Usually it's a partial narrowing of the airway, and then there's turbulent air as you're inhaling. The muscles in the throat reverberate and produce that noise. So snoring is a condition of breathing, and snoring is associated with sleep apnea, but you don't have to have sleep apnea and snore. Sleep apnea is when you're actually closing off the airway, your oxygen levels are dropping for a few seconds, there are other physiological responses. Snoring is a noise. Now, we don't want to denigrate both snoring as a possibility to have sleep apnea. So if you or a spouse snores, you might want to say you may have sleep apnea and should get checked. Secondly, snoring is very disturbing for a spouse. It sounds funny, but many spouses have sleep disturbances leading to both medical problems and fatigue because the spouse snores, which is really a real important thing to ask, especially when we're taking histories of people, not just how they sleep, but how their spouse sleeps.